Anyways, Bone Crusher taking out one of our little kitty cats. You know what I like about this cat? They didn't, and this isn't a slight, this is like an honest, like, I really like this. It's not like a mystical cat. It's a furry, fat cat. You know what I mean? Now, it has a long tail, sure, and it has, like, very magical hair there. But it's not actually, you know, crazy. It's just a little kitty cat. And I can really respect that. What's up, everybody? My name is Chance, and today we're going to be jumping into a Temur Transmogrify. And, you know, I have this card pulled up specifically so you can't see the big creatures that we're going to be playing. I figured that'd be a cool little joke I'd play. Anyways, the idea of the deck here today that we were playing is that you get to be sort of like a control player, but you don't have to hate yourself for it. You know, whenever you're like, oh, fed up with control, I'm just going to join them. I'm just going to go play rogues. I'm going to go play Azorius or Sultar, whatever your, you know, favorite control colors are. We all have that point in Magic where we're like, no, I'm going to be the control player now. Well, this is a great way to do that without feeling, like I said, slimy and grimy and like you need to go play Snorion, Boreon, Yorion. So the idea today is we're going to be transmogrifying either our Asika Chariot's cats, right, these 2/2 creatures tokens that come down, or you know, a little 1/1 from Shark Typhoon. And I'm sure some of y'all saw the big creature that we're going to be playing there. Anyways, the idea again is Shark Typhoon can cycle on turn 3 and give you a 1/1. The nice thing about this is it cycles on your opponent's turn, right, on their end step. So they really don't have that much time to remove the creature token before you're transmogrifying it, which is great. Also, it draws you a card, so it gives you, you know, an extra chance at finding the transmogrify in the first place, or whatever. So it's really good for actually getting you to the ability or whatever, the combo, right? As well as being the actual proc for the combo. Now, what are we transmogrifying out? Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you stuck around in curiosity and not out of complete impatience for what we're playing. We're going to be playing Coma today. That's right, turn 4 Coma. I've done this before with the Bont Angels, where I sort of snuck it in on turn 4 with the Starnheim Aspirin, or was it turn 5? Either which way, you know, I've done early Coma before, but I gotta say, this deck feels miles better than my own personal creation. Of course, this is the second version that the original creator posted. Of course, if you're interested in that, there will be a link somewhere down below, whether it's in the description or the first comment. Y'all know, you know, scroll down and you will find the information you're looking for. Anyways, a couple other cool cards we're playing today. Alrund's Epiphany, 7 mana, you know, create 2 1/1 Bluebird creature tokens, and then you get to take an extra turn, which is really cool. You can foretell this and pay, you know, 6 mana instead of 7, which is a lot more reasonable. Coma, as we all know, is very capable of, well, ruling a whole game all on its own. But the nice thing with Coma is, well, in this deck, I should say, the nice thing with Coma is the fact that it's Coma. But the nice thing with Coma in this deck, these creature tokens that you're creating, these serpents, can be copied with Asika's Chariot. So once you get to the point of, you know, crewing this up, you can copy your serpents, which means you're creating an extra serpent every single turn, which is really insane given you're already creating 2, right? 1 on your turn, 1 on your opponent's turn, and then Asika's, now you're creating 3. You got the cats down. Honestly, getting to victory is not that difficult. Now, I was missing a couple cards here and there, so we've added in Vivian Monster's Advocate, which was originally in the sideboard, as well as a copy of Crush the Weak, because we're playing in Best of 1, and I think you need to be a little more ready for those aggro style decks, because, well, Best of 1 thrives, or aggro, sorry, thrives better in Best of 1 because you have less time to react to it, right? And being on the play is just incredibly awesome. Anyways, Into the Rule helps deal with our opponent's stuff. Drawari Disruption, really good counter magic while also giving you additional lands while not, you know, cluttering your deck with only lands. 2 copies of Negate, because there are some big non-creature spells you don't want to happen, right? You know, the massive exiles, for the most part, are the ones that we're talking about. The Destruction, you can generally get around, you know, but you can extinction event, all this kind of stuff, it just hurts. It just really hurts. So that's why the negates are in here, and try to save the negates for either the Ugin and the extinction event, or for the big card draw that allows them to get to the extinction event and the Ugin, right? But don't use it for anything small, okay? Fire Prophecy, really good removal. Same thing with Scorching. Valakut Awakening, actually really good in this deck because you have, well, 3 copies of Coma and 4 copies of the Sickest Chariot. You have a lot of legendaries that sort of stack on top of each other. You got 2 copies of Alrund's Epiphany, so the chances that you could draw a very high-end, you know, amount of cards and you can't play them for a while and then you just sort of get taken out because of that, it's there. And so Valakut Awakening helps us to alleviate that pressure, so to speak, while also, you know, giving us additional lands without cluttering our actual lands up. Now, originally this was a best of 3 deck, but y'all know me, I'm a best of 1 person, and so we're going to be playing a best of 1 today. If you want to take it to best of 3, there will be a sideboard, and of course you can always go look at the original post to see if they have any, you know, suggestions as far as how to play with the sideboard. Anyways, thanks everybody for watching all the way through. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a like down below, comment in the comment section, and subscribe for more. Without further ado, we're going to dive, jump, whatever, right into Temur Transmogrify. Krabby Fox, we meet again. Alrighty. I don't remember how crabby you were last time. I just remember making a joke about leaving a bad review on your Yelp page. Silly jokes. Silly jokes. Anyways, Temur Transmogrify, happy to be diving into it. We got a whole lot of control stuff today, but you know, the main point of the deck is to be using the tokens and grabbing out the comas. So I like the main point. The cards that we use to get there, well, you know, yeah, we all gotta be villains at some point. What is what's the saying from Batman? Die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become a villain, right? Well, I think we're gonna live long enough to see ourselves become a villain. Who am I kidding? I've already played rogues. I've already slipped into those shoes. Anyways, we'll see what the opponent has here for us. It is a Snorion, Boreon, Yorion deck. Krabby Fox. It's not the world's most powerful negate, but knowing that it's Yorion and they get a huge advantage from gaining that knowledge, essentially, we'll go ahead and take it out. Take it out to the ball game. So there's a shark that we can create with Shark Typhoon, but we don't have the Transmogrify yet. Granted, we would have the exact mana for the Transmogrify come next turn, right? It would just be beautiful. But it kind of requires us to know that we're going to draw Transmogrify, and, well, we simply don't. So I don't know that cycling the Shark Typhoon is going to be the best thing here, but we might still do it depending on what the opponent does, right? Oh, I'm sorry. My phone's going off. Not that it's important, but every time it goes off, it does make me want to silence it so it doesn't do it again, right? At least not in this moment. Of course, then later, you know, people get angry at me. They're like, Chance, I tried to call you or text you and you didn't answer. And I'm like, oh, yeah. Sorry. I'm a very forgetful person. Krabby Fox, so they're just going to pass it back to us. They're having a hard time deciding what they're going to do with their turn here. They are indeed. Alright, so let's just get a little 1/1 Sharky down. Now, this also allows us to draw a card, so it does increase our chances of drawing Transmogrify, right? Instead of just having 1 shot to hit, we have 2. Well, that's not it. Not that I'm opposed. You know, I like a Sickest Chariot as much as the next lad or lass. Eliminate? You're not even going to give it a chance. That's so rude, Krabby. You big old Krabby Patty. I wouldn't doubt that they have... Yeah. Yeah. I was just about to say something about that. But you got it. You're good. You knew where I was going. I actually don't want to play that Triumph down because there's a fair chance that we cycle. You know, we're gonna need some cards here eventually. Our removal, the Storm's Wrath, the Scorching, doesn't affect the opponent too much, as the opponent's not really you know, they don't really care. They don't play creatures all that often. They play a Yorion, but you know, we already knew that. So we do have either double green or double blue come. Well, I could go ahead and cycle this. I think I'm going to, actually. Immediate payoff. Oh. Well, you know. Alright, so we're getting close to Coma mana. Here comes the coma. Actually, we are 1 away. The nice thing about coma is it can't be countered. The not so nice thing is we have to wait until the upkeep to create that serpent. So, you know. We could do both of these actually and just immediately remove the Yorion, which we probably will. Alright, so this, get rid of that. Disruption? Sure. I mean, that is some counter magic. I won't say no to that. So we got rid of the excuse me. So we got rid of the Yorion. Omen of the Sea, gonna be scrying them, drawing them, flipping, flopping them. I really want to play this coma down. They're gonna be tapped all out. They have 1 mana. I think this is our chance, you know? Their pants are down. Let's get them. Don't ever say that in public. People might look at you really, really funny. Anyways, coma. Now they can have instant speed removal here for it, which is obviously what I was most worried about. But hey, it lived. Now just don't have any exile, and well, that'll be great. Great. Hey, that's not exile. That is not exile. Let's go. If I can untap with, you know, 9 points of damage, I think the Yorion player is gonna be having a little bit of a hard time. Now this disruption gets worse and worse and worse as time goes on, but you know, us drawing lands does too. That's all right. What are we at? 8, 7, 9 out of 18. Yeah. That's all right. Sometimes we draw lands and other times we don't. I could Jawari disruption that, but it just didn't really feel worth it, you know? Sorry, anytime I start saying I think of the Lion King song, you know, I think it's Circle of Life, where the monkey holds Simba up and he's like, oh. So we can't counter that. We cannot counter that. That's a pain. It's a pain in my tuchus for sure. They're gonna try and steal my coma. Oh no. Hey, there's an Alrund's Epiphany. Do we have enough for you? Oh, we do. Well, how coincidental. So I just plop this bad boy right here, yeah? There's no need to foretell it or any of that. We got enough mana. We got 2 mana for the counter spell in case they want to try and counter our spell, right? So we swing all in. So we can always sacrifice a little serpent, give coma indestructible. Beat on their faces a little bit. Bam, bam. Alright, they're down to 8. In turn, back to me. Ha ha ha. Krabby Fox, they're going to scoop it out, and we're picking up a rather easy victory. That's good, because I think last time Senior Krabby beat us. Thaumature? I'm thinking of Minecraft. It's Thaumcraft. That's where I know that word from. I'm sure it's related to something else, like it didn't come from that game or anything, but you know. Anyways, we do have the Transmogrify here. We actually have 2 copies. We just don't really have that much mana, you know. I mean, we do get the card draw, so sure. And I'll have turn 2 removal. You know, it might go our way. Opponent playing, what is this going to be? Jund Adventures? Well, sure. Anyways, we drew into a land, which is fantastic. 1 more of those, and well, we're pretty set because 4 is the magic key number here. So they're just gonna scry, swing in with the yield and edge wall. Hey, and there's another land, so we're living pretty. We're taking out the edge wall immediately. I don't want them to, you know, next turn untap, play Bluffstruct or something, and immediately get the benefit. So we'll just take it out. We won't worry about it. Take it out to the ball game. Anyways, we'll go ahead and get down to Triome here, and you know, maybe I shouldn't have played the Triome. I said this last game, or you know, I don't know in what order I'm going to do these, but I've said this before. You know, there's a certain there's a certain merit. Sorry, I got a little distracted thinking. Y'all know me, I can't do two things at once, thinking and talking at the same time. It's a difficult thing. So I'll need double, oh, but I already have double of everything, right? So let me just go ahead and grab some blue here, so I'm good. I'm blue, abba-dee-ba-ba-da. Let's go for the chariot. You know, I forgot what I was saying. I'm sure it wasn't that important. Something about there being merit in something. Oh, right, not playing the Triomes, because you can cycle them later if you happen to flood out, right? So, that was it. That was my only point. Made a big point out of a, what is it called? A mountain out of a molehill. Anyways, Bone Crusher taking out one of our little kitty cats. You know what I like about this cat? They didn't, and this isn't a slight, this is like an honest, like, I really like this. It's not like a mystical cat. It's a furry, fat cat. You know what I mean? Now, it has a long tail, sure, and it has, like, very magical hair there. But it's not actually, you know, crazy. It's just a little kitty cat. And I can really respect that. I can respect the fact that it's not, you know, wild or anything. Anyways, we could crew up, but we don't have a token to copy quite yet. So, you know, I'm left thinking no. Anyways, we're going to untap, get our Serpent down. Now, Coma has that indestructibility, which is really nice. My biggest fear is always that slight moment before the Serpent gets created on the opponent's upkeep where they untap, right? That is the most vulnerable spot you will ever be in with a Coma. Alrighty, my turn. I love when people let me untap with the Coma though, because then I'm like, oh, you done messed up, Aaron. You done messed up. Some people will get that reference, other people won't. You know, it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna judge you one way or the other if you get the reference or if you don't. It's okay. We can still be friends. So we're gonna try and blast that Bone Crusher Giant. Get out of here, you clown. Let's actually crew this up for these two because it deals 1 extra damage and it creates us another Serpent, right? So it actually just makes perfect sense. Bam! Talk about a Serpent generator. Not that I was talking about a Serpent generator, but you know, now I am. Anyways, I'm really enjoying the deck. It feels very powerful. You know, being able to get a Coma down on turn 4, it's nice. You know, I'd figured up a way, but it was also kind of complicated. So I'm sure that people will be happy to see one. Ooh, that is 13 points of damage, ladies and gentlemen. If there were ever going to be a way for them to almost take us out, it's that one. Of course, they can't, but you know, it's close. It's close. They're going to take out all of our Serpents, probably. Maybe. How much? You deal 4? So they're just trying to essentially remove all of my stuff. Huh? Is that what you're doing, punk? Well, let me tell you something. I am smarter than that, and I'm going to use this to my advantage. I'm going to tap all of your creatures that you were planning on defending with. Right here. And we should have lethal. That's right, you're a smart lad, or less. You figured it out. Anyways, we're climbing. We're climbing to Yuki. Oh. At first I was like, well, this hand only has 1 land. But we actually have more than that with the disruptions. It's just a matter of, is this hand good enough to keep? We do have the Into the Rule as well, and the Scorching Dragonfire. I'm going to say we take a mulligan there. Oh my goodness. I'm actually gonna keep this. I know it's like, oh, Chance, what are you doing? But we do have Valakut Awakening in the deck, right? So we could potentially cycle away one of these Komas. And honestly, I don't like going down to 5. This isn't a horrific spot to be in. It's not ideal, sure, it's not ideal. But you know, we have the 2, potentially 3 lands. We have some board wiping presence of Crush the Weak. Of course, it's gonna be a little too weak, if you will, for the soaring. But you know, that's neither here nor there. There's nothing we can really do about that. So Triumph, come on down. I was really hoping to see some untapped land so I could have a disruption available and maybe do something. Because obviously with this being rogues and us not seeing Lourdes, we can rest pretty assured that this is a Zeratsan rogues deck. And well, ladies and gentlemen, these hurt. These hurt a lot. They don't just hurt my feelings, they hurt my face too. So we'll see if we can, you know, muster up the strength to get there. Nighthawk Scavenger, boo. I'm gonna need a Storm's Wrath like ASAP. Of course, I can't play it because I don't have the land, but I would still really like one. Crush the Weak, just too weak for us. I mean, I can. Alright, I can cycle the Shark Typhoon and defend with that. So I mean, I guess that's our plan. Keep up the disruption just in case they go for the Zeratsan play here, right? Of course, no, because I have to do this here. There's no way for me to know that they'll have the Zeratsan or not. Because I have to block that Nighthawk Scavenger. It's just too big. That's what she said. If one of you weren't going to say it, I was going to. I'm sorry. It just happened. It just slipped right in. And, you know, that's when we end making those jokes. Brazen Borrower. Borrower. Alright. GG to Yuki. You got it. I don't even think that, you know, we need to stick around. We know how this ends. We know how that one goes.